So now we start talking about striking. We start bringing it full circle. We've got the rifleman's forward leaning posture. We've got the hands up that are beyond 90 degrees at eye level. And you can start to see why that's relevant, right? This is someone's head. You have a proper stance. Now we start to apply maintaining that forward leaning posture in striking, along with the other video you should have just seen, which is structural integrity and point of impact on your hand and proper striking so that you don't injure yourself, right? And we start to bring it all together and we start talking how to hit something. Again, at or beyond 90 degrees with hands up at eye level is critical for fast response for defense. It's also critical for your jab and general punching and striking. Because if I'm striking the head and my hands are already on line with that head, all I have to do is shoot that punch straight out, straight forward, and it's quickly getting to its target and quickly generating power. As opposed to if I get lazy and let my hands come down, not only is my head unguarded, and I have to have less reactionary time for defense, for striking, I also now have to raise up, which is stealing from my power. There are body strikes, but in body strikes, if I go low for the body for a hook, I drop and my thumb will either be facing somewhat horizontal or the palm of my hand will be facing straight up towards the sky, somewhere in that realm, and I'll come up. If I'm striking straight forward, my hand should be aligned at eye level and coming straight out, making impact on those two knuckles. The emphasis being here, hands up at eye level, at or beyond arms, at or beyond 90 degrees. The next piece of this is I'm going to show you every single punch in the entire Krav Maga boxing fighting curriculum in the next like 30 seconds. Don't time me. Ideally, if I want to throw a rear punch, there it is. If I want to throw a hook punch, there it is. If I want to throw an elbow, there it is. And I could go on and on and on with this. The point that I am making is that you bring the object you want to strike with on line in the manner in which you want to strike with it. And I'll explain that, elaborate that on that more in a second. And then I do the footwork. I turn the base leg. If I'm making a right-handed strike, the right leg turns. If I'm making a left-handed strike, the left leg, the heel comes around. The shoulder and the hip come with it. Forward leaning posture to give it that follow through. So that the torque from that hip, that's why the foot moves. The foot moves so that the torque from the hip can put power into your punch. So again, we have that drill when we're practicing striking that we warm up on the bag, right? Practicing our foot rotations with just our shoulders. And as you can see, every time I rotate my foot, my shoulder goes towards the sandbag. Then all I have to do is, and I'll show you some strikes real quick, okay? I got my hands up, eye level at 90 degrees, right? Basic punch. You can already see where I'm getting movement on the bag, and the only thing that's moving right now is my hand. The arm, this is all the arm does. This is all the hand does. It just shoots out there. It doesn't rear back because it doesn't need that shoulder power. It's going to have hip power, core power, which is anything from the shoulder down is going to add way more power to that punch than this little shoulder ever could. So there's no reason for this shoulder to move. That's my straight punch. Now we're going to add the actual punches to the body movement. Straight punch. Straight punch. Jab. Jab. Only thing that's moving is the arm. Hook punch. Hook punch. Hook punch. Hook punch. Pretty weak, right? Elbow. 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 Over the top elbow. Over the top elbow. Right? Up elbow. Up elbow. We marry those two things together, the set up the strike and the body movement simultaneously. And that's what gives us the strike. The shoulder, right? If I try to throw my shoulder into the punch, this shoulder, winding back and trying to crush it with the arm, could never provide the amount of power that everything from the shoulder down can. The core, the hip rotation, right? There's no need to incorporate the shoulder. The only thing that the shoulder can do in terms of movement is telegraph and give away your strike. And actually, when you go back, but start moving to rotate, but go back with the shoulder to wind up for the strike, you actually take power away from the strike. So practice these drills of just rotating the body into the strike, and then add just the punch with the body movement incorporated in there. And that's where your power comes from. That's how you create powerful strikes.